Hi there everyone, Misha Crossing here. Welcome to my first YouTube video in a long time because I am flawed, a mess, but trying my best. And today we're here with a tour of Korok Island, which is my first Animal Crossing New Horizons island. And I have a couple of tours on YouTube, but I have not done a tour of the most recent 2.0 revamp version of it. So here we are. And I will have the dream address in the description box below. And I am currently streaming this live on Twitch while recording, and I do stream several days a week over on Twitch if you want to follow me there. Typically 1 to 5 p.m. Eastern, playing a lot of Animal Crossing, the new Kirby game, lots of Nintendo and cozy chill games, and we have a very silly community that are hanging out with me here in the chat while doing this. So if I glance over and giggle at something, that's why. But thank you for being here for this Korok Island Breath of the Wild Zelda-inspired island tour. I've done so much to revamp Korok since the 2.0 update, and I'm really excited to show y'all. And I updated the dream address during a storm, which I haven't done before. So I'm going to pick up all these little items that I left out here. And I did start a new island called Junimo, by the way, which, yes, is named after the Stardew Valley Junimos, but it is a retro city that's been overgrown and reclaimed by nature, with part of the island walled off because it is a forbidden, dangerous, mysterious, magical forest. Kind of like if a Studio Ghibli movie was set in America, basically. Like, very lush and overgrown, but very detailed slice of life, but also a lot of mystery and magic. You get it. So we've got some umbrellas. I'm gonna do the classic, the leaf umbrella. We got Marshall here. Hi, buddy. Oh, I'll show y'all my map real quick before we get started. Also, hi, I don't normally really do, like, cam videos for YouTube island tours, but I wanted to for this one. I will say my island isn't 100% complete yet. I do want to finish the DLC and redo the interiors of my villagers' houses. I did pick all of my villagers for their house exteriors because they fit the parts of the island that their house is. But all of their interiors could definitely use a revamp, so I will be doing that and then updating the dream address for a final time whenever I feel like it's complete, and I'll have another video for that too. But yeah, here's my map. We got Fauna, Coco, Dobie, Billy, Maple, Deirdre, Marshall, Blanche, Philip, and Avery. My favorite villager, Avery. And Malin and Telma are our side characters. Telma is from Twilight Princess, one of the few non-Breath of the Wild references on Korok Island. And also Malin is from Ocarina of Time, another non-Breath of the Wild reference. But yeah, let's just start walking around. And I am going to be doing a no commentary tour of Korok as well, if you're interested in watching without me yabbering at you, or if you want like something soothing to fall asleep to, I'll have that up soon. So this first area that we're in is a recreation of Kakariko Village. And so I kind of made the town hall like Impa's house-ish. That's just kind of its positioning. So I've got lots of these like cherry blossom trees. They're like plum trees, I believe, in Breath of the Wild. And this Korok puzzle, which I get to use the gyroids as Koroks. There are several gyroids that look so similar to Koroks, and it's so perfect for my island. So that's one of my favorite things from the 2.0 update for this island, because I don't have to use the like custom design Koroks anymore. I have like actual little gyroids that move, and they're so cute. They're so cute. So here's Coco's house down by the beach, which leads to Ooh, a pirate ship, which is where Coco does have fun on the pirate ship. She likes playing with this flag over here. But this was kind of inspired by Wind Waker and kind of inspired by someone else who did a ship like this on their island, because I just needed something that would make sense to go on a beach here to fill some space. And really, really happy with how this turned out. Hi, Flip. And up this way, got some ruins with a shrine design. And if you're wondering where any of my like custom design paths come from, on this island I have a card website. It's mishacrossing.card with 2 R's, CARRD.co. And if you go there, I have a list of most of the designs that I use on both Korok and Junimo, and I'll try to add all of them soon. But back into Kakariko, we've got the shop, which I've put simple panels and Zelda outfits in front of to make it look a bit more on theme, rather than, you know, the very American, I don't know, the pinky, homey vibe that Able Sisters is. Try to make it a bit more Zelda. And love these new glowing moss statues. I think they're a lot bigger than like the little statues that you find around Kakariko Village and around Hyrule, but I like that we have a couple different types of statues to use for different things. But down here, this is supposed to be the goddess statue with the torches, and there's an actual campfire, and then like a painter here in Kakariko. I don't need to explain every single reference. If you notice a reference to Breath of the Wild that I haven't mentioned, feel free to point it out. I just, you know, I love this island and I'm proud of it, and I could talk about it forever, but I'll try to not do that too much for this tour. Since there's going to be like a final tour. Here's another Korok puzzle, which I got to add an actual gyroid to. And this is Malin. She's a ways away from her house. She's our stable keep. She says, follow the dog for treasure. So when we get close to her house, the stable, we'll take a look at that. But coming up here, you see, ooh, what's that over there? I see there's a vaulting pole, so maybe I should use my vaulting pole. Uh-huh. Yes. And then I will come over here, and so this is my Eventide Island themed beach up here. So I made this to kind of be like the raft, which you can use to get to Eventide Island in Breath of the Wild, though I don't know if I've actually used... No, I've used the raft to get there. Yeah. Because it's quite a distance. So yeah, tried to make this look really lush and jungly with like a bokoblin camp here on the beach. Korok under a rock, treasure up here. I feel like it's simple, but I feel like it really conveys like the vibe of Eventide Island. And the glowing moss, oh my gosh. And glowing moss and gyroids, top 2, 2.0 update items for sure. I have added so much glowing moss to this island, and it really, really helps it feel so much more magical and lush. And it's such a nice contrast from, because you can have the weeds in other areas and like the glowing moss in some. Oh, I love it. So let's finish Kakariko Village. This is Blanche's house down here. She's got a chicken coop over here, which is empty. I think I want to get some Kuko designs again, probably, to put in here. Or I really wish we had, like, there was a chicken item that we had in New Leaf, and I wish we had that. We have the ducks, but they don't, they don't look like Kukos. I don't know. We'll see. But here's Telma, also a ways from home. Come have a drink, she says. She's a barkeep from Twilight Princess. So she runs the tavern and inn in Hateno, which we will see in a little bit. Up here is the general store. Again, you know, made the in-game shop look as Hyrule-ish as I could, with a lot of like food and stuff that is sold at these stores. Barrels, panels, all that. And over here, Dobie is our pumpkin farmer. Are they called like fortified pumpkins or something? Or maybe that's just a specific, like if you add a specific defensive ingredient to the pumpkin. Anyways, Dobie's the pumpkin farmer. And I'm really, really happy. Also with these pine trees, another great 2.0 item that I think really elevated my Kakariko Village area to like really differentiate it from the Hateno Village and just other parts of the island, using these pine trees instead of regular trees mostly. I do have an apple tree or two here and there. But yeah, I love what that did to my island as far as the revamp goes. And down here is our plum tree farmer, Villy. And then if you head down this way, we'll head out of Kakariko through their little, like, valley passageway road with the wooden, you know, archways and stuff that you go through. Super tiny recreation of that. And we've got a couple options. We'll go down here first. We've got Beetle's little shop and camp set up here with all his buggy friends. And a bokoblin camp down here on the beach is where the campsite is. I actually moved the campsite from the castle ruins area to down here because we completely redid the castle ruins with the new castle wall and items and whatnot. And yeah, I really like moving this down here to the beach. I think it adds a good touch. And then there is an apple tree Korok puzzle here. And moving up the road this way, again, we've got a couple of options. Oh, what way do we want to go? Let's go this way. So first of all, you see there are some lilies up here. So if you know, in the game, if you see like this yellow flower, you'll find it, it'll disappear and pop up in another spot, and then you keep following it until it turns into a white flower, and then, there's a Korok there. So that's what that is. And we've got, oh my gosh, the monster shop up here, if I will stop twirling my umbrella. It's very cute. Oh, I think I can't, there's not a full space up there to climb up. So this is Kilton's monster shop, Fang and Bone. And then over across the bridge, we'll go down here first. You see a sign there that has the little house on it meant to point to Hateno Village, just where there are houses. But down here is kind of what I made into the Gerudo Desert, a very small little homage to that. So this is a teensy recreation of Gerudo Town and their little market. With waterfalls, this was heavily inspired by Nat Attacks ACNH on Twitter. So thank you, shout out so much to them. They've made a lot of great Animal Crossing Breath of the Wild things, including the idea for the watermelons. Yeah, for the hydro melons that I'm using here. And then up here we got a skeleton to be like the Leviathan bones from deep in the desert. So very small Gerudo area, but I like it. And up this way, following the path, we've got a camper. And then you come into, this is probably the biggest new area, the biggest revamp that I've done since the 2.0 update. So this is Fort Hateno. And I love the way it looks in the rain. In Breath of the Wild Fort Hateno is an old, rundown, ruined fort that's, you know, super mossy and overgrown. And there are guardians around that I think come alive, or they might be ruined guardians. I can't remember. But still, that's what this is. And I'm so happy with how it turned out with all the swords and the glowing moss boulders. And yeah, really thrilled with the vibes that we created here. And then there's, oh, what's this cube? That looks like a Korok block. I wonder where it could go. Let's look around a little bit. Oh, over here is where it goes. Would you look at that? These designs were made by Val, aka Nadenfar Crossing on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, everywhere basically. She made so many of the Breath of the Wild designs that I use. Go check her out. And another thing from the 2.0 update that I am so happy with, these just little cube lights, but you can add these designs to them, makes it look like Korok puzzles, which is so fun. I loved adding a couple of these throughout the island, but then you come through Fort Hateno and, oh, there's a little Korok with a pinwheel up there. And then you come up into Hateno proper. You've got a little town bulletin board, and immediately you've got Marshall's house over here. He's a little farmer growing some wheat and some apples. And on this side is Fauna's house. She's growing some carrots. And then over here is the inn / the tavern, which we'll go into in just a second. But down here, this is the blue flame furnace that you find in Hateno that you have to take up to the Hateno Tech Lab. You can see a glimpse of some stuff over there as well. But let's go in here. So this is Telma's house, which is the Hateno Tavern and Inn. And I had so much fun designing this house. I used Harvey's Island to design this, to test out, just because you can make, spawn items and move things so easily. It's a great place to test out when you want to do brand new builds that might require a lot of detail work. I do need to get some music playing in here for sure. But yeah, this turned out super cozy. I used to have the din desk, I think is what it was called, used for the bar. But then the 2.0 update added this counter item, which I've been missing from the Happy Home designer. The Happy Home, the New Leaf Welcome Amiibo update. Yeah, / Happy Home designer as well. So I'm glad that we have that now. That looks so much more perfect for the bar in here. And then the rooms on the side are the inn rooms, which I tried to get, just as much of those Hateno vibes in here as possible, like the greens and blues mixed with the yellows and oranges and reds, and the bright whites and mixes of, I don't know. I've tried really hard to get Hateno vibes, and I think I succeeded. The little single flower, I had so much fun doing just the teensy little detail work. Oop, and then, nope, over here. This is another inn room, but slightly different. I think I actually like this one more. This one feels even more Hateno because it has this little bookshelf in the middle with the mixed with the different types of wood, and that's a very Hateno thing in Breath of the Wild, kind of blocky mixed woods and whatnot. So love the touch that added to this. Yeah, I want, what are there taverns like this in real life? I want to go to a tavern. Why aren't there more medieval-esque taverns in the world? There's so many bars and restaurants and clubs. Where are my taverns? Those would be so popular. And I'm not like super duper happy with how this turned out, but I don't really care enough to do it again. So this is Telma's apartment that she lives in above the tavern inn. Is cute. Is cute. It could be better. I'm not in love with it, but is cute. Okay, enough of that. Enough of that. Yeah, all the taverns and pubs are like in England and Europe. Can we please bring like, I feel like any of the like pub or taverny, you know, Irish or British themed pubs, restaurants, bars that I've been to in the US, there's, even though they do convey kind of the pub feel, a lot of the times it's still very like, they like turn it into a sports bar. A lot of the times it's like it has a kind of a pub feel, but it's still for sports bros. Like I want a tavern that is for medieval fantasy nerds, you know? I want a tavern that I can go to and cosplay, and like I need those in every city in the US. Anyways, this is Maple's house. And Maple's very cute. And got a lot of these lanterns around that lead up to the Hateno Tech Lab, which I got Avery's house for here. And, you know, I made the outside of the Tech Lab look like this because I couldn't redo the inside of Avery's house at the time. But now I can, so I don't know if I'm gonna, like, move all of this type of, like, equipment and notes and stuff inside. Or kind of, like, replicate it on the inside. I think I'll move most of it inside and maybe add like a... There's something else we can do here once we move the actual tech lab set up inside. Yeah, Ren Fair, but it's like all the time at these taverns. Yeah. No TVs. No sports bars. Just... yeah, D&D medieval fantasy vibes. That's what I want. So anyways, coming over here to the beach, we've got a little campfire. Coming up this way. Oh no, those purple flowers should not be there. I need to dig those up. The shame. So up this way is the Lurelin Village. And another little Korok puzzle that I'm so happy to have a gyroid for. But first, let's head up this way through the many apple trees, the apple orchard of Satori Mountain, which you get to the top. And oh my gosh, Telma, jump scare alert. I do love that in the rain, the stag is lit up, so he looks like the Lord of the Mountain, the spirits, you know, oasis on the mountain, which I used to have another cherry blossom tree cut out on top of that little platform, but then Nintendo patched the 4th tier glitch, so it is no longer there. But it's still, you know, it does its thing. Oh my gosh, please put a bard in the corner of every tavern, yes. I just want, yeah, like cozy taverns that are not sports bar-y and some that are fantasy themed, all of them if possible. So, Lurelin Village. Beachy, jungly village. Got Flip's house, Deirdre's house down here, and a little fish market, little fishing spot. And here's the secret beach, which is very minimal, but cute. And yes, you can place items on the glowing moss boulders, but only like, you know, I guess only items that can typically be set on things, you know? So yeah, like I've placed mushrooms on some. Like I tried to put the sword up there, but you couldn't. You can only put the sword on the ground. But yeah, mushrooms look super cute on them, and like gyroids, and so there's lots of cute things that could go on there. Also love all of the vine items. You'll see more of those throughout the island. Let's keep on moving up this way. And I am actually going to go back through Kakariko because there's another way I want to go. I want to show you all the castle ruins, which is one of the bigger revamps on the island since the 2.0 update. So going up this way, come up the hill into the forest, and you get to the fairy fountain. Oh, I forgot how happy I was with how this turned out. Oh, yeah, the glowing moss pond is so beautiful. The new tabletop pop display stand, I think is what it's called, with that fairy design, which was done by ACNH Hylia on Instagram and Twitter, I believe. acnh.hylia is who made the fairy design that you can put on those little stands. And I believe Val, Naden Far Crossing, made this orange mushroom path for the Great Fairy Fountain. And shrine above Kakariko as well. And the Endura carrots that grow around the fairy fountain, and the little blue bunnies that are the blue bees that you see in the forest. Also, I tried really hard to make it look like this owl was like not just an owl clock, but an actual owl, you know, like peering at you through the leaves. The illusion breaks pretty quickly when you come around and, you know, see that it's a clock, but I really tried, and I think it's cute. And over here is the like graveyard outside of Kakariko from Breath of the Wild. And up here are the revamped castle ruins. Down here isn't too different. Added, you know, a gyroid, and you'll see I'm very obsessed with the green wheat fields. They're everywhere, both on this island and my new island. Up here are the castle ruins, which I love the gray and black like version of the castle wall items for Hyrule Castle. Even though it's not like decayed and mossy, it still like conveys the vibe of Hyrule Castle, I think. So this is like the dining hall that you enter, and there's like some old food and broken stuff and weapons and enemies. And back this way, you go down the stairs to the teensiest little dungeon ever with some bones and a buried treasure chest. And then this is very loosely like Zelda's study. I need to put a book on the desk. But loved adding like the decayed trees and the broken columns and the mossy, or like the vine seats. I think there's just one, yeah, down there, and then maybe another couple of spots. But had a lot of fun with that revamp. And then you go down this way onto this overgrown road. You look and see like, oh, what's that behind that tree? Let's hop over and find out. And you're getting these glimpses of like the glowing moss and the hyacinths, and then you walk through this passageway of vines and waterfalls and broken down pillars and glowing foliage into the spring of... I forgot. The Spring of Power? I think is the one that this is a recreation of. It has all of the waterfalls, and typically, like, in the game, you have to go through an area with a bunch of flying guardians, and then there's some, leaves grown over the entrance to the tunnel that you have to burn away, and then you go through and you come into this fountain. Or you can go, you know, the way that Nintendo does not intend for you to go and come in from above. But, you know. This is one of the oldest areas on Korok Island that I terraformed really early on and haven't changed a ton. But with the 2.0 update, I had to, you know, really go ham with the ruined pillars and the glowing moss and the vines, and I'm so happy with how it looks. I've put a lot of hours into this island. I founded this island the day that New Horizons came out, and I have gone through a couple of periods of burnout where I've spent a couple of months or so not playing at all. So I haven't been like playing this particular island nonstop since the game came out, and I have revamped a lot. I've like flattened some areas and redone them a few times, and then just did a bunch of revamps with the 2.0 update. So definitely hundreds of hours, like, yeah. I don't know exactly how many though. But here we're getting close to the stable. We've got a camper with their boots hanging out. Korok from underneath a rock here. And down here is our revamped stable, which I can't stop tooting my own horn. I'm really happy with how it turned out. This is our stable, which is Malon's house, one of the side characters. And if you played Breath of the Wild, you know there's just like boxes and buckets everywhere around the stables for some reason, and like bags of stuff and logs and whatnot, and doggies where you can feed them an apple and they'll lead you to treasure, which I will show you. But yeah, the stable with kind of like a wood chopping shed over here where they've brought some logs to chop, and here are some of the horsies over here. And inside is simple, but again, happy with how it turned out. I debated making this a multiple room house, but ended up making it simpler and just making it the single room. So I really just tried to make it look like the front of the stable where you check in. There's like the little, you know, man that you can check your horse in with, and then you can go inside and it's the like the inn check-in, but cozy with a little recipe on the wall and places to sit, but nothing in any of the other rooms. Just wanted to keep it fairly simple, but still convey the vibes. Alright, we still got another few spaces to go. This video has been quite long. I'm sorry, it's a bit of a lengthy tour, but hopefully you're enjoying the chattiness of it, and if you aren't, I'm sorry, but I should have a commentary-free tour of Korok up soon for those who don't want the commentary or want like a cozy, relaxing ASMR version to like fall asleep to. But heading down this road, love these covered wagons from the update, because those are present in Breath of the Wild across Hyrule. Down here are some cool stone ruins with, oh, there's me up there, and, oh yeah, like a big pillar. You can set things on top of the pillars, FYI. So that's kind of supposed to be a treasure chest up there. And then there's another Korok block, which goes to this little teensy little puzzle up here. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about the alarm. And we'll just pop down here, so I'll show you what's on this road. Then we'll go back up. But here is, yeah, a Korok next to a pinwheel. And new cave item. I thought kind of looked like a bombable wall that you can come across. Also very mossy and pretty, and there are also like wooden house ruins in addition to, you know, stone building ruins, so I wanted to use the new like wooden storefront item to do that here. The boxes and barrels and rocks and whatnot. So yeah, and then this just goes back down here, where Kakariko Village is over that way, and yeah. So we've got one more, like, main area to go see. Oh, but we follow the road. So there's the doggy that we gave that apple at the stable. And then if you come over this way and you follow this, you know, quasi path up through here, the doggy's taking you to a treasure chest. And I made it the same doggy. It's the gray doggy. They're both the gray doggy, so it looks like it's actually that doggy that you gave the apple to has led you to treasure. And I also tried to make sure it wasn't too visible from the road, so it wasn't super obvious. Like, I put up that wheat field and some flowers to block it a little bit, so it's... yeah, you really have to kind of hunt for it. Anyways, over this way, it's kind of like a field with some wild horses and... grass, and myself, who says yahaha because she lives in the Korok forest, which is up this way across the bridge. You come to the Lost Woods, which this ruined archway and these wheat fields are chef's kiss. So perfect for the entry to the Lost Woods, and the decayed trees. So perfect for the Lost Woods. So you come in here and you follow the torches through the forest. Some ominous bones laying around. And up here, this is what I have done with my museum. I wanted it to look a lot like the forest temple from Ocarina of Time. Because there's this cute little ocarina item, and so I put it on a stump, put it in front of here, added these pillars with vines growing around them. Anybody on YouTube watching right now, I just got gifted a bunch of subs, which is why my my tone just changed. And also here is a cave. I tried to make it kind of look like the mouth of a river. Oh my god, thank you so much. Do I stop and thank them? Do I keep going? I'm keeping Forest Temple. And then you keep going this way. And you go through these trees, and you come through to the Korok Forest. Which, you know, so much glowing moss, so many of the vine items, so many gyroids, this new sword item, which looks like the Master Sword. These massive flowers. I'm so happy with how the Korok Forest turned out. I've never been... it's went through a few phases, and I haven't been fully happy with it until now. Put a lot of these tree cutouts back here to try to make it the illusion like the forest keeps going, even though there is a sea back there. And coming in here, I want to work on this house some more. Like I said, it's supposed to be the Deku tree from Breath of the Wild, which you come in and there's Korok's with a little like cooking campfire and lots of mushrooms and little pots everywhere and plants and leaves. I did a quick revamp of this and I do like it. I do like it. I think it could be better, but I do like it, and I love the gay rainbow cauldron. And over here is the best indoor room in the game, or on my island. Maybe in the entire game, I don't know. But it's the gyroids in a little spa, in a little hot spring, taking a little bath. If you put the gyroids on the wall in your house, and then you like bring them down to the lowest level, and then you put an item there, or like specifically right here, I've used the bathtub item. But if you put the gyroid on the wall, put an item in front of it, they'll like clip through each other, so it looks like they're taking a bath. And it's so cute, and I love it so much. That one's a taller one. The ones over here are kinda, they don't have as much of their head above the water, but thankfully they're like magical forest creatures, and it's fine. They're okay. They've been dancing and singing in there for a long time, and they will continue to. But you can do that with any furniture item, I believe. But you know, some of them aren't going to look as cute or work as well as those. And then a quick peek upstairs. This is supposed to be like the top of the Deku tree with all of the cherry blossoms. And another thing that I want to work on and make it more cool and detailed. But like even just having like the cherry blossom floor and wallpaper is so perfect for up here. Like it feels like you're at the top of the Deku tree. But definitely want to work on it a little bit more. But yeah, I hope y'all like the island. I did a lot to it after the 2.0 update to revamp it. Had a lot of fun with it. Did a lot on stream, did a lot off stream. And like I said, it's mostly done, but not 100% totally done. I still want to do the interiors of like this house and my villagers' houses. And maybe a detail or two here and there, but for the most part, I'm so happy with how it's turned out, and I've done a lot of work on it. And if you want to come and visit, the dream address, if you're on YouTube, I'll have it in the description, and if you're on Twitch, in the chat right now, you can use the DA command to see that. And like I said, I do stream on Twitch several days a week. You can look for me Wednesdays through Sundays on Twitch. I don't have a super consistent schedule right now. I'm trying to do every other day, like Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, but I've got kind of a weird schedule. We've got just things going on these next couple of weeks, but that should even out soon, and I should be able to stream a consistent schedule after that. But yeah, follow on Twitch, look out for me there. I'm Misha Crossin on all socials, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. And this has been Korok Island, my Breath of the Wild themed island, very chatty tour. I'll definitely keep y'all updated as we go through more updates to Korok Island, and I am working on my new island, Junimo, my modern, overgrown, abandoned city that's been reclaimed by nature. Working on that on stream right now, in addition to Kirby and other cozy Nintendo and story-driven adventure-y type games. Yeah. Thank y'all for watching, no matter where you're watching. I really appreciate it. Would love to hear your thoughts on the island or any details that I didn't touch on that you might have picked up on during the tour. Let me know. But thank y'all for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Put some good into the world. Go with love. Always remember to grow at your own pace. And don't forget to be awesome.